Keisha Schahaff.
Yes.
Welcome to Profile. And I laugh because just before we came on air, we were talking a little bit about your last name, which you say is Jewish in origin.
Yes.
Because you're married to someone who is from Israel.
That's right.
But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about you, the first Caribbean national in space, alongside your daughter. Fewer than 700 people have ever been to space, and until you and your daughter, no Caribbean nationals. And in one single trip, by the way. So how does it feel to have actually gone and completed the trip and to be, all in the public space where people are saying, you're the first, you're the first, you're the first. How does it feel?
Oh, boy. Just to be here, I feel amazing. Thank you so much. But just knowing that we're actually making such loud history is just overwhelming. It's the same feeling like seeing the beautiful planet from space. So I feel like it's the same kind of rush and excitement. Under 100 women out of that 700 that's been to space, and how many of those were Black people? Less than 20. How many were Black women? 7. My daughter and I made 6th and 7th Black woman to go into space. So I thought that alone was super amazing for us.
And usually as well, when we think of the person who is going to space, we're thinking of someone who is being sent by kind of like a specialist government agency, especially if you watch any of these kind of space movies. The most famous of these agencies is probably the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA as people might know it, out of the United States. But you got the opportunity through a different kind of avenue.
Yes.
What avenue?
So it's really amazing because I'm coming from a non-professional. So I'm not an engineer and I'm not a pilot, but I'm just a regular citizen. So you can call me a citizen astronaut instead of a professional astronaut. And I don't have a background in science either. So I'm just a regular person with a regular mind, going there, seeing everything with fresh eyes, no beliefs, no influence behind of there, just explaining it the way I saw it.
And you won this in a contest? I
won this in a contest. And it was an amazing miracle because this is something that I wanted to do since I was 2 years old. And I've been a mother since I was 19. And that was great because that was an eye-opener for me, for determination in my life. And my younger daughter just graduated from high school. Now she's going over to Aberdeen University, starting her life there. And I'm praying to the universe. I'm saying, okay, I'm ready for my dream now. And then suddenly an ad just popped up out of nowhere on my TV screen, my television screen, as I'm traveling on a flight. And Richard Branson says, would you like to go to space? It was an Omaze ad, a sweepstake fundraiser for Space for Humanity so that they can send regular people to space from anywhere in the world. So I actually entered, but I didn't take it that seriously. I said to myself, if it's meant to be, if it's really from the universe, then it will happen. So I filled out and I did what was required, giving a small donation as well. And then suddenly, a few months later, Richard Branson shows up at my house.
So Richard Branson shows, and we've seen the video clip of that. So you're like, okay, Richard Branson, total scream.
Yes.
What was that moment like?
Embarrassing for me, but exciting because I can't believe I screamed like that. But it was just so surreal, just, to know that I was chosen, like me, simple me, and I knew that it would change my life, and I knew that it was beyond me. It was going to be an act now of humanity, bringing us together, uniting, and the experience of going to space and coming back just concreted that and made it even stronger feeling inside of me.
Was your daughter the first person you told?
Well, my husband was the first person I told because what happened was I was a top 20 finalist and I had a limited time to respond to this email and there was a questionnaire I had to fill out, medicals to make sure that I was, okay medically. They asked the question, who will you bring to space with you? I'm like, oh boy, I'm going to have to figure this out now. So I asked my husband, will you come with me? But he didn't believe in it at the time. He said no. And, they all thought I was a little cuckoo. And he said, if they ask you for money, just block them at that point. And then I asked another friend and she said, yes, she will come with me. But it didn't feel right inside because she just had a baby. And I thought, okay, you're not the right person. And I spoke to my daughter about it. And she said, Mom, if anyone is going to space with you, it's me. I'm like, really? Are you sure? So she ended up coming with me. So that was super. I mean, that made it even better. So they came to my house I think it was the 6th of November. Well, yes, the 6th of November, they came to my house and did that, pre-recorded everything. And then that launched out, I think, 2 weeks later. So it was so hard to keep that to myself. It was really hard. And then suddenly it blasted all over the news, all over CNN, Today's Show, everywhere, all over the world. This was featured. And then Antigua, I went on news in Antigua, and everyone was just like, wow, lucky Keisha. So it was beautiful. It just brought a sense of togetherness in our community.
They took you onto the program. Where did they take you, and what kind of training did you do?
So just like anything, that you have to be a part of, maybe a car or whatever, you have to learn about the craft. So they taught me about the plane that I'm going on and how the technology work. They taught me about, like safety features and the space suit and the seat, how to get into your seat, and like anything that will make our ride more comfortable and to keep us safe on that journey. So we went through that. It was called a readiness program. So all future astronauts go through that particular procedure. Then there was the zero. You have the option to go on zero gravity flights as well. So some future astronauts funded themselves on that. That was not a part of my package. But I did the G-force flight, which is an amazing plane that just, the rush of G's on that was amazing. They taught you how to handle, how to prepare your body for that. Also, fitness level, you got to have a level of fitness, keeping your cardio up, your heart strong. FAA, you had to pass the medical examination with FAA. And they put me through a leadership program where I can come back now and make an impact with what I had just done to create more awareness of space and bringing in this new paradigm where we're now going into space tourism.
I want to talk a little bit about some of the other things that you had to do, but we have to take a break on Profile. My guest is Antiguan astronaut Keisha Schahaff. Our conversation continues after these messages.